some of the members, I think our intent would be is if we could go into the amendmentary process, go through the amendments, and we come back to the strike all amendment, we'll take questions at that time. Take up and read the first amendment.
Barcode 966180 by Senator Detert. Between lines 4 and 5, insert amendment.
Senator Detert, you're recognized on your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you know, I'm a huge supporter of film, and my film bill died, and this is not the substance of my bill. This strictly has to do with the tax credits. One of the reasons film has died in Florida is because we have a very bad system, and part of the bad system is that we had contracts with a beginning, a middle, and no end. So these folks have all of eternity to turn in their paperwork. Under this amendment, it stops the tax credits. It could save us potentially from $40 to $50 million by not paying for projects that were done 4 or 5 years ago where they never submitted their paperwork. And that's basically the amendment, sir.
Are there questions on the amendment? Senator Clemens for a question on the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to make sure that we're on the same page here. Senator Detert, can you talk about the financial advantages to the state based on this amendment?
Senator Detert, you recognize.
Well, fortunately, it does save us probably $40 million that would be unspent tax credits for projects that were done 4 or 5 years ago. We have a list of projects that we've signed contracts with, and then we have a conditionally certified list that we could still pay those people. So this stops the conditionally certified list. Unfortunately, this amendment does not give us any kind of healthy film program. It doesn't move us into the future. It just stops the bleeding from the bad process that we currently have in place. So Florida will not have a vibrant film industry until they rewrite the language and move the position from DEO to EFI and have somebody who knows the industry and can make deals. This amendment doesn't do it. Our current law certainly doesn't do it. I'm leaving, and I hope someone in the future will build upon the work that we've done and help to build a film industry in the state of Florida because it's a natural for our state.
Additional questions? Additional questions? Senator Sobel for a question.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I, too, support Senator Detert's good effort to bring back the Florida film industry to Florida. I've heard from various people in the industry how they're moving to Georgia because they can't make ends meet in our state. And we have a lot to offer because the film industry actually promotes tourism, economic development, and jobs. Senator Detert, my question to you is, was there a new process in place that we could have adopted that would have changed the old ways that were no good so that this amendment would not have to come today?
Senator Detert, you recognize.
Thank you, Senator Sobel, for the question. There was a new process, and it was my film bill that I've done for 3 years. And that film bill did not get heard and has been obstructed over on the House side. So at this point, all we do is try to save some money on a bad program, but we still need a new program.
Okay, we're in debate. Is there debate on the amendment? Is there debate? Senator Soto in debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of this very good amendment, and thank you, Senator Detert, for bringing it forward. You know, we come from an area of Orlando which this is what we do. This is one of the reasons our economy is charging ahead is because of places like Disney and Universal and EA Sports, some of which have gotten these tax credits, and now they're going to be pulled back. You know, we've committed to these companies, and already we have folks looking with concern at our current program, and so taking back these funds is basically the state of Florida breaking the deal, and I certainly would encourage everybody to vote for this very good amendment.
Further in debate, Senator Clemens in debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, I too believe that it's important that we keep our word, and I'm not sure that this is an area that we as a legislature and as a state have really done that. You know, the difference between a tax cut and a tax credit is with a tax credit, you understand that you're going to be getting those jobs. There are things that you have to prove and you have to do in order to make sure that you get those credits. If you give a tax cut, we have no idea what's happening to those dollars. They just go in somebody's pocket. We don't have any idea or evidence that it creates a job. I want to thank Senator Detert for her unending commitment to the film industry in the state of Florida, and hope as well that other people will pick up the mantle after you leave. Thank you.
Senator Huckel, you recognize briefly, and then Senator Detert to close.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I just want to say this is not a matter about keeping a word. This is not part of the agreed-upon package. However, the amendment actually has two parts. The first part deals with companies that do not submit all their information to DEO and then they lose their credit. The second part actually deals with companies that are in line to receive leftover credits. They will no longer be able to receive those leftover credits unless they are a high-impact digital media project, a high-impact television series for a subsequent season, and for a new production that submits a new application after April 1st, 2016. Thank you.
Senator Huckel, in opposition, Senator Detert, you recognize to close.
Mr. President and members, I'm just very proud to have fought for this industry right up until the day I left, and I'm sorry to take up your time with this. All this does, it doesn't spend any money. We currently have two projects in our pipeline, Bloodline and Ballers, which are high-impact TV series. Bloodline's filming in Key West, and it's a great project, so it makes sure that we keep those contracts. What it does is cut off the date so that dead projects that filmed 4 or 5 years ago that were lazy about getting in their paperwork, they will not be paid, and it saves us money. So I see no reason why this isn't a very good amendment and an amendment that fits with the F&T package. Thank you.
Senator Detert, haven't closed. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Yay. All opposed, no. No. Show it not adopted. Take and read next amendment.
Bar Code 327386 by Senator Grimsley.